The Simpsons has predicted quite a lot of things, including 2 tech devices. Can you guess which 2 devices they are? Watch until the end to find out. Welcome back to The Trending. The Simpsons is a show that's been around for quite some time and has quite the cult following. It's a show that really focuses on a group of characters as opposed to a consistent storyline, and because of this, things get pretty wild pretty often. The most interesting part about it, though, is that The Simpsons have made spoof episodes of potential real-life situations that ended up playing out multiple times. And now the internet is convinced that the show and its writers may be able to predict the future. Let's take a look at 10 times The Simpsons predicted the future. Before we get started, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Number 10, Game of Thrones. Kicking off our list in the number 10 spot is Game of Thrones. The Simpsons have predicted a lot of real-life scenarios, but they even get it right when it comes to predicting the events of other fictional universes. Despite fans trying to speculate what the big twist at the end of Game of Thrones would be, when The Simpsons made a Game of Thrones spoof episode, it ended the way it did in the show. You really can't avoid Game of Thrones spoilers, huh? Number 9, the smartwatch. Coming in at number 9 is the first of the 2 tech devices The Simpsons have predicted, the smartwatch. Smartwatches are a much more common occurrence in 2020 than they were in 2015 even, and that rings more and more true the further back you go, of course. Well, how about 1995? Yup, everyone else caught up on moon shoes and cups with squiggly lines on them, but not The Simpsons. In an old episode where Lisa meets a fortune teller, he tells her about her future, which hasn't actually turned out the way he says it would in the show just yet, but he can also be seen sporting a smartwatch, which actually did come out in the real world. Number 8, NSA Spying. Coming in at number 8 is the NSA Spying. In the Simpsons movie, actually, there was a scene where Homer reveals that he polluted a lake in a conversation he's having on a bus, while small glimpses of spies listening in on the conversation are being shown. Sure enough, in 2013, Edward Snowden showed the world documents that confirmed the NSA had been spying on the public. Many people may have suspected this, but The Simpsons still made a point to put it in their film, and it turned out to be true. Number 7, FIFA Corruption. Coming in at number 7 is FIFA Corruption. While it may not be as big of a deal as the NSA spying on the public, another episode of The Simpsons insinuated that the soccer organization FIFA was corrupt, with bribes playing a big part in the seasons. As per usual, it came to light soon after that bribes were a big problem in the real-life organization, and The Simpsons managed to call a company out before anyone knew why once again. Number 6, Tiger Attack. Coming in at number 6 on today's list is a tiger attack. Back in 1993, The Simpsons had an episode that featured a Roy Horn parody, where a man was attacked by a tiger. Of course, fast forward some time later, and the real Roy Horn was attacked by a real tiger, causing him not to walk or speak for years. Thankfully, the tiger was handled in a very humane way, and though it's no longer with us, passed on natural causes. Number 5, Disney owning Fox. Coming in at number 5 is a time The Simpsons predicted its own future when it predicted that Disney would one day acquire Fox. In an old episode of The Simpsons, the 20th Century Fox logo can be spotted in the background, and underneath it reads, a division of Walt Disney Corporation. Of course, we fast forward to 2017, and Disney purchases Fox for an insane amount of $52 billion. Number 4, Europe getting rid of Greece. Coming in at number 4 is Europe getting rid of Greece. This is one of the most interesting entries on the list, mostly because of how big of a prediction this is and just how little they hinted at it. In an episode where Homer is being interviewed on the news for something completely irrelevant, the scrolling text at the bottom of the screen reads, "Europe puts Greece on eBay." While it was obviously a joke, fast forward just 2 years later, and Greece has news for the world. Number 3, Donald Trump's presidency. Kicking off our top 3 is Donald Trump's presidency. This is one of the most popular Simpsons predictions, and is a big reason the topic of The Simpsons predicting the future is such a hot topic. In an old episode, the show follows a fictional version of Donald Trump becoming the president, something the show did as a gag because of how purely absurd the idea was. Unfortunately, the idea wasn't very absurd to a lot of people, considering the man is in office today. Number 2, Toys R Us. Coming in second place is the closing down of Toys R Us, a sad occurrence many thought would never be upon us, but of course the Simpsons knew all along. In an old episode, Moe can be seen taking down the R in Toys R Us as the shop's closing thanks to them going out of business, which is exactly what ended up happening in 2018. Number 1. The iPhone. And finally, finishing off today's list in the number 1 spot is the other tech device they predicted, the iPhone. In old episodes, the classic boxy phone design we're all familiar with can now be spotted on multiple occasions. And there are even instances of characters struggling to type on their phones because of autocorrect. No wonder the characters can be so relatable. They seem to go through even the smallest inconveniences we do before we even know they're going to exist. This concludes today's video on 10 times The Simpsons predicted the future. Which situation shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.